When it comes to North Korea, there are a few things we know for sure. Health issues are rampant, censorship is a way of life, and leader Kim Jong-un has expensive taste. Unfortunately, there's a lot more we don't know about North Korea. We can only speculate on some of the off-the-books ways it makes money. We're not entirely sure which US cities it could hit with its nuclear missiles. And we only have an inkling of how a nuclear attack on US soil would impact our country. While we know a little bit about Kim Jong-un, we know next to nothing about the day-to-day lives of typical North Koreans. What jobs do they have? How much do they make? What do they spend their money on? We know Kim Jong-un may live a life of luxury, but most North Koreans struggle just to get by. 1. How did we get here? This Kim family has all the power. Alex Guinea, Istok, Getty Images. First, a little basic background for the uninitiated. Early in the 20th century, Japan ruled the Korean peninsula. After World War II, the peninsula was divided with South Korea under the sphere of influence of the United States and North Korea influenced by Soviet and later Chinese ideals. The 38th parallel divided the two countries. The North's attack on the South triggered the Korean War that ended with a ceasefire rather than a treaty, which means the two countries are technically still at war. South Korea has developed into a thriving nation and economic powerhouse. North Korea, ruled by the Kim family, has endured decades of struggles. Next, in North Korea, you wind up where you start out. 2. Income and opportunities determined from birth. Status is determined from birth. Street, AFP, Getty Images. When the Korean War ended, Kim Il-sung, the grandfather of current leader Kim Jong-un, consolidated power and instituted a class system known as Songbun. It was and is the inverse of the social hierarchy from the Japanese colonial days, where farmers, teachers, and businessmen were considered social elites under Japanese rule. It is the factory workers, laborers, and those in the military who occupy the highest social ranks now. Next, trying to define typical in an atypical country. 3. A typical job in North Korea. The most common job is being in the military. Jones, AFP, Getty Images. In a country where nothing, not even the internet, is run-of-the-mill, the term typical job has a different meaning. Mina Yoon, writing for NK News, says North Koreans don't have the freedom to choose their jobs. They are assigned jobs by the government, and those are the jobs they'll do until they die. Yet for the most part, the types of jobs are the same as anywhere else: farming, laboring, factory work, and military. Serving in the military might be the most common line of work. According to a CNN report, North Korea has 1.2 million active soldiers and 7.7 million reserves. The estimated population, according to the CIA, is more than 25 million. That equates to more than one-third of North Koreans being in the military. Next, the kinds of jobs every North Korean wants. 4. 2 desirable lines of work. Working in factories is considered an elite job. Chung Sung-jun's Getty Images. Most work in North Korea is menial labor, hard work done for little pay. But there are two kinds of work that are most desirable. Though the two countries are technically at war, South Korean companies employ North Korean laborers at the Kaesong Industrial Complex. A report from NPR says those jobs are some of the best in North Korea, not only because of the good pay but because of the excellent working conditions. The other desirable line of work is anything that provides access to foreign currencies. Not only are they high-profile jobs important to the North Korean economy, but workers have chances to earn bonuses based on their performances, according to one defector. Next, the question the world wants to have answered. 5. How much do North Koreans make? They likely make under $2,000 per year. Jones, AFP, Getty Images. This is the question everyone wants to have answered, but the truth is we might never find out. North Korea is a secretive place, so any information on the economy is speculative. The CIA estimates $1,700 per capita income as of 2015, but a BBC report estimates it may be as low as $1,000 per year. As we are about to see, however, salary means next to nothing. Next, you can kiss Google and your other favorite sites goodbye. 6. No internet at work or at home. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un keeps his nation shrouded in secrecy. Street, AFP, Getty Images. While you probably have internet access at work, home, and even on the go, there are only about 1,000 known IP addresses in North Korea, according to CNN.com. Unless you have a high position in government, you most likely wouldn't have internet access at all. North Korea has more of an expanded intranet simply called Bright. CNN also discovered the country only has about 5,500 sites, and people use it primarily for studying and accessing government agencies and information. The North Korean internet is all about disseminating information and not entertainment. Next, purchasing power is almost pointless. 7. Economic reform. Typically hasn't worked. Most of the population gets no help. Pedro Ugarte, AFP, Getty Images. In simple terms, the North Korean ethos is that the state and its leader trump all. And since the country was founded on communist principles, it is the state that provides for its workers. In recent years, however, even that hasn't been enough. According to ACNK News, currency reform in 2002 led to rampant inflation. The same thing happened in 2009. The same article estimates as much as 2/3 of the population get no government help and provide for themselves, and we're about to see how they do it. Next, North Koreans keeping it on the down low. 8. The black market is rampant. The black market is a way for citizens to get by. AFP, Getty Images. When North Korea was racked by famine, citizens started trading goods and services as a way to get by. It was basically an open market where demand set the prices, and open markets, whether officially sanctioned or not, continue to thrive. A report from Vox indicates there are hundreds of markets employing thousands of people. The same report estimates 40% of the population earns at least some income from open markets. As the Financial Times writes, the black market economy has thrown currency values out of whack. Yet this is what passes for sweeping economic change in North Korea. Next, just how corrupt is North Korea? 9. North Korea tied with Somalia for the most corrupt country in the world. He only knows a life of corruption. Street, AFP, Getty Images. Somalia has taken the prize for the most corrupt country for the past 10 years, but North Korea's giving it a run for its money, CNBC reports. The way the country makes money may have something to do with this corruption, too. CNN reports bank hacking has become a large source of revenue for Kim Jong-un and his regime, and there's also forced labor for industries like mining, logging, and construction. Because of Kim Jong-un's ongoing tyrannical ways, the British Medical Bulletin suggests the ruler himself may actually feel as if the violence and corruption in his country are totally acceptable and normal. And the citizens, of course, are put through great psychological distress. Next, what does the future hold? 10. Progress, in some form, could be coming. The growth could lead to turmoil. Street, AFP, Getty Images. As we have seen, North Korea's economy is a unique monster. There is no job movement. A caste system basically determines lifelong social standing. Most work is menial. Wages are low, and attempts at economic reform haven't worked. Yet for all the negatives, there could be positive changes coming. Despite Kim Jong-un's public defiance and secretive ways, the market economy seems like a boon to the nation. Ri Yo-jin, a researcher for the Korean Development Bank, tells NK News that Kim's efforts to boost light industrial production have helped the economy. But she also notes that the growing market economy could lead to some turmoil down the line. As with anything in North Korea, what happens in the future is likely to be tumultuous, chaotic, and for the benefit of Kim and his inner circle. Check out the cheat sheet on Facebook.